Yeah, I thought I'd do a video just to show you guys how I'm going to go about spraying some cabinets that I've either made or I'm just going to reface. Um, my house at the moment, it's a bit topsy-turvy, upside down if you like, because I'm trying to do multiple messy things in one fell swoop. Um, Namely, this is my bedroom that I'm sat in at the moment. I've made some flanking cabinets just out of MDF and some frontage. And they're going to basically flank, and I'll show you shortly, this IKEA Calyx unit that I bought. Again, unsponsored, but that's quite good, great for storage. But I just wanted to kind of try out, again, just being a DIY novice, just try out if I could make some cabinetry myself. And it's gone pretty successfully. It's all dismantled at the moment because I ultimately need to paint it or airless spray paint it. So I thought I'd give you a bit of an insight when everything's upside down, how I'm going to go about that. The other part of the house that's a little bit topsy-turvy is my kitchen. So I've pulled out all of the carcasses, I've dismantled them, and rather than, I mean, a lot of people spend thousands and thousands of pounds on rejigging their kitchen, get a new one, but my carcasses are in fine fettle. Didn't quite like the fronts, so again, just out of MDF, I've made my own fronts. But that leaves a lot of panels that need painting essentially. And yeah, I could roller them, I could use a brush, but the finish isn't, if you're not a professional painter, which I'm not, the finish isn't going to be quite as nice as you'd like, which is why I've got an airless sprayer. So I thought to myself, there's all of these systems out there to like pop-up spray painting booths that you can maybe, a bit like a tent essentially that you go camping in, that they pop up and you can keep all of the dust, the paint spray particles kind of within this confined area. But they cost, some of the big ones cost a couple £100. I'm in the UK, by the way. And then similarly, you want to be able to dry these things. And I've been looking on the web, and yeah, there's systems with like, people have like coat hangers that are kind of hanging from a rail, or there's very, very specialist ones that can cost up to £500. But I don't really want to spend that. I want to try and be a bit more inventive and use things that I've got available to me to achieve the same end goal, essentially. So anyway, long story short, I'll quickly show you my setup. So whilst it might look like a bit of a Dexter kill room, it's not. It's just I've clad all of the walls up to the ceiling on both of these sides. All of the floors covered in plastic wrap essentially, so that when I am spraying behind me, it'll kind of keep it contained. The first thing I wanted to share with you was I want a place where I can kind of hang a given panel unit and have access to both sides, so I don't have to kind of spray one side, let it dry, and do the traditional kind of lay it down, wait for it to dry, and then flip it over and spray the other side. So I thought, I've got one of those really, really cheap IKEA, again, unsponsored, cheap IKEA, like clothes racks, which is essentially this thing here. So I thought, why don't I just repurpose it? And that's basically what I've done. So what you can see here is it's a clothes rack. It's a little bit wobbly, but it doesn't really matter. And I've got a rotating hook. Let's just get you a bit closer to the action. And then I've got a rotating hook at the top, so I can attach my unit, paint one side, and then flip it round. And then once it's all once it's sprayed essentially, I can then come round, and I've made, hopefully you can see the setup here, I've basically made two stanchions, one here, then one over here on this side, and this is all just stuff I had in the garage, by the way. And then I've got a pole that just goes across the top. So basically I've created a football goal, and then just some of these S hooks. So the idea is essentially, sorry about the sun, if we look back at this setup over here, I get my unit, pop a little hook such as this one just into the top, bring the unit over, attach it to the hook, get my sprayer out. There's my sprayer, here he is. Get my spray gun out. All that kind of business, hopefully not make too much mess. Then transport it over to my drying rack. Again, just very, very simple materials, to be honest. Just some feet, just to give it stability. There we go. And then, like I said, these S-hooks that just allow the small hook to attach them. And the other thing that I had in my house that I thought would be quite useful, basically just to stop two adjoining panels from clashing with each other, is that's just a bit of that, you know, that foam pipe insulation, just to kind of keep a little gap. So if there's a little bit of turning, I've got a bit of a spacer, if you like. I mean, ultimately, this is all very much indoors, so there's no wind, but I thought I'd kind of do it for bolts and braces, because you don't want two units kind of sticking together and then you have to resand them and stuff. So yeah, I'll let you know how I get on, but I'm quite happy with it, really, and very, very cheap, essentially. So I've got a purpose-built spray booth, all lined, the actual spraying hanger centre, and then finally, sorry about the camera work, guys, and then a drying rack, which is basically a football goal with some hooks, just using stuff I had in the garage, so no expense really. Probably done it all, maybe 15 quid, and it's all dismantleable, so I can repurpose the wood for other purposes, use the coat rail, if you like, as an actual coat rail or hanger when I ultimately get the units back in. So thanks again. Goodbye.